Hi everyone, and welcome to the channel. If you're new to my content, you're welcome. This is the space where I talk about life and all the things that come with it. Lots of talks about spirituality and the journey that we all go through, and how to improve our lives, based upon the right parameters, so to speak. Anyway, I've talked about this before, but I think it's important to reinforce the fact that sometimes people don't realize that the amount of harm and headaches, heartaches, and everything else that comes with it will and can happen to you when you are with the wrong person. Not only that, and this is not going to be strictly about romantic relationships. It will also apply to any type of other relationship you may have in your life, but it'll be more focused and related to the romantic aspect of things because that's where most of the issues, the drama, the pain, the headaches, and the heartaches are going to come from. Okay? So just keep that in mind. But like I said, it applies to everything. So, what happens when we are with someone who is not really compatible with us and who is really not the right fit? Well, a lot of things will happen. But the worst part of it is how it'll drain you, basically, right? Because what happens is everything is energy. I have talked about this many, many times before. Everything is energy. We can't see these things, but they're there. Just because we can't see it doesn't mean that they're not there. Everything in this world, this physical reality that we live in, is energy based. You could say it's frequency based, vibration based, mathematically based, sound based. But all these things at the end, they are all energies. So life is based on energy. Everything is energetic. So when you're in a relationship with a person that is not the right fit, it'll drain your energy. And the results of such drainage are gonna be pretty substantial in some circumstances. In others, you may not feel that as much as some, but it's still gonna create all kinds of issues in your life. Now, I'm not here to explain the issues that this is going to create, but that's not, because it's not the point of the video. The point of the video is to establish that when these things happen, it'll take the balance out of your life. And when you're out of balance and out of alignment with yourself, because the wrong relationship will definitely do that to you, it's going to affect every other aspect of your life in that sense. And it's not going to be a fun ride, I can tell you that much. And for any of you who have been through these things that I am talking about here, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I don't have to explain any further. Now, on the other hand, when you are with the right person, they will recharge you. It'll be the complete opposite effect. When you are with the right fit, you will complement each other in so many ways, so many levels. Not only is it's going to feel great, but it's also gonna, as a side effect, make your life great in so many aspects. Because when you find the right fit, everything is gonna work out fine. You're not gonna be judging each other. You're not gonna be expecting things from each other in a selfish manner. Because, like I said before, real love only gives. Real love doesn't take. That's what unconditional love is. You just give. You don't expect anything in return. And when it's real, it's always reciprocal in the same way, one way or another. And this is something that you have to live through it to know what I am talking about here. And if you haven't experienced this, the best way to know what that is and how it feels like truly is remember your childhood and how much your parents really loved you. No matter what you did, even when we make mistakes, right? Even when we make bad things for ourselves and things that may affect others around us, our parents are always going to love us. If you've had a normal childhood and a normal life, that's what I'm saying. Obviously there are those cases when, yeah, there are parents who may not be the greatest parents, but real unconditional love, the stuff that I'm talking about here is the stuff that, the way is remember your childhood and how your parents treated you. And remember how the messed up things that you may have done or when you may have disappointed them at some point, but they always turn around at some point and they always forgive you for doing whatever it is that you've done because they truly love you. That's why. So that's what I mean by real love. It only gives, it doesn't take, it doesn't expect, it doesn't judge. There are no conditions because it is unconditional. So when you are with the right person, the right fit, as I call it, they will recharge you. You will recharge each other. You will complement each other. And you don't necessarily have to be similar in many ways. This may sound weird to some people. It's the things that are on the soul level that will matter. This is why sometimes you may see people that are very different from one another being, happy couples and stuff, because we don't really know all the details, right? But there's a reason for that. It's because, they complement each other in things that we are not aware of. And that's how it works. So you don't necessarily have to have a lot of things in common. Like some people have this preconceived idea because we've been conditioned to think that way and see things that way, when that's not necessarily the case at all. It may be, but that doesn't apply to every person in every case. That's not how it works. There is a lot of underlying factors that may not be apparent on a surface level, that you may just feel about each other. And when you click, you will know. These things are these things you will know, you will feel. I'm not here to explain all these things, okay? I'm just here to talk about them. You have to figure that out yourself. But just know, that if you're with the wrong person, it'll drain you. It'll be exhausting. And you will know, because those things will show one way or another at one point or another. And that's how you see the red flags and all the things, these things, red flags and all these things that people talk about, these are the things that most people see those things very early in relationships, but they ignore them. They refuse to see them out of fear, for many reasons. So it's okay to walk the lone wolf path for a while, and I think everyone should do that for a substantial amount of time, to be able to sit with themselves and feel certain things, discover certain things about ourselves, that when we are with somebody else, we will not see and feel. In order to heal all these aspects of ourselves that need to be healed sometimes, if something needs to be healed, obviously, you have to spend time alone. This is why jumping from relationship to relationship, it's always a bad idea. But there's plenty of people out there that like to do these things because they fear being alone, living alone, being by themselves. There's all kinds of people out there that they have this need for codependency. They have to be with somebody no matter what, because they don't feel comfortable being by themselves. And that's a problem, because when you don't feel comfortable being by yourself, you are refusing to face yourself, your own issues, your own fears, and all the things that come with it, all that baggage that you set aside and you refuse to look at it. Introspection is very important. It's a necessity in order for people to be able to grow and to learn things about themselves and become better within themselves. So just think about that for a while. It's important. It's a crucial part of every person's life journey. And that's pretty much really all I wanted to talk about when it comes down to this whole thing, with being with the wrong person. It will drain you for sure. And being with the right person will recharge you. That's how you will know. That's an easy way to figure it out. I hope everyone has a wonderful holiday season. And don't be afraid to spend some time with yourself if you feel the need to do that. You don't necessarily have to go anywhere, be with anyone, even if it's family. Sometimes we need to spend some time alone to figure things out. It's okay. You don't have to feel guilty about it out of obligation. Sometimes these things do more harm than good. Now, obviously, that's not going to apply to everyone, but it surely will apply to some. It's okay to spend time alone. There's nothing wrong with it. It'll make you a better person in the end. So if you like the content, please like, share, and subscribe. It helps the channel grow and reach more people. so they can listen to my talks and the things that I talk about. And it makes me happy and fills me with joy to know that there are people who listen to what I say and apply these things to their lives, because it'll help. And I speak from the heart. So enjoy yourselves, take care, be safe, and I will catch you all next time.